What's going on, my beautiful people? I hope all is well out there with you all today. Back at it with another one. Today is different. Today is a little bit different. We're not going to be reviewing shoes. We're going to be talking about mindset. As an athlete, you know mindset is more important than any other attribute. Athletics is 70% mindset, 30% physical. As you grow as a runner or as an athlete or whatever sport you're participating in, there's always going to be a physical cap. But your mindset, your internal world is endless. It's an abundance. Apex athletes, the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop, the top echelon athletes all get this. They all understand that internal worlds play a major part in success. And so that's what I want to dive into. So this series is going to be titled For the Love of the Game. And we're going to be talking about mindset, tactics, tricks, tips, new routines, rituals, how we can improve ourselves mentally as athletes to endure. Because when you're in the last mile of a tempo run, or you're in the last mile of a marathon, half marathon, 5K, 10K, what conversations are you having with yourself? When it gets tough, when it gets hard, what are you telling yourself? Because that is the most important. It's not how many miles you ran. It's not how fast you ran. It's the conversations you have with yourself. And that is the most important thing. That being said, I appreciate you all for being here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you got something to say, let your boy know, because I appreciate chopping it up with you all. Doing a little something different, so feedback is appreciated. So today's video is going to be talking about how running is therapeutic, but it isn't therapy. And it's going to set the foundation of future conversations. And you all will understand where I'm coming from when I talk about mindset going forward. Capiche? Capiche. And I've broken this down to three reasons why I believe we should not be utilizing running for therapy. And a lot of people out there say that. They say, oh, running, it's my therapy. It's how I unwind, it's how I unpack, it's how I figure out life. And although it does provide therapeutic benefits, it does not subsidize or substitute what needs to be worked on, which is that inner world, those themes of consciousness that may be wounded, and the reason why you may be looking at sport as a way to potentially escape. Now, if you're looking at this and you're saying, oh, I'm not one of those, hear me out. Be open-minded and finish the video and see if any of this applies to you, because we're all dealing with something. And I challenge you to look deeper at what you might be dealing with and see if any of these modalities can help. All right, so running regulates the body. The therapeutic modalities help you regulate the mind. Now, running is incredible for lowering stress hormones, improving your mood, and creating emotional clarity. But those benefits come from physiological regulations, body regulations, movement, breath, mood, blood flow. Now, the modalities that I'm going to be introducing at the very end of the video help process the meaning behind your emotions, understanding patterns, potentially healing from trauma, even working through root causes. Running is exceptionally good at clearing the fog, but the modalities are going to be helping you decode what's in the fog. So in short, running equals body regulation, whereas modalities are going to help you with your mental and emotional integration. You hear it all the time. You have athletes that talk about they have to go to a dark place, deep down, dig deep down to a dark place. What is the dark place they're referring to? In the last mile of a marathon, when it's hard, in the last mile of a half marathon, 10K, 5K, or a workout, or a tempo, what are you saying to yourself? Are you aware? Those things actually matter. Are you calling yourself a failure, or are you saying you got this? What are your mantras, right? What is your why? All of those things play a major part into how well you succeed as an athlete.
So the second thing is, running can also mask deeper emotions. In the thick of a marathon training, the emotions that should be felt get suppressed from your training. And because running feels good, it's easy to use it as a coping mechanism, even an escape. People often run to avoid stress, sadness, conflict, unresolved trauma, and even anxiety. Now, don't get me wrong, nothing about that is bad because I think it's healthy to run. I think it's good that we're doing it. And I think it's far better than destructive coping. Drinking, smoking, partying, drugs, whatever it may be. But the common denominator is avoidance. It's not necessarily healing. Now, the modalities that are out there will help you face what running ultimately helps you avoid. So put it all together, running is a healthy distraction, which is a good thing, whereas the modalities is a root cause resolution.
The third point that I'd like to make before I get into the modalities is that to handle the complexities, running itself isn't equipped enough of mental health. And the reason why I say that is that you just can't run off trauma, especially childhood trauma, attachment wounds, grief, patterns of self-sabotage, and depression or anxiety disorders. Now, I'm not here to define any of those and what those look like specifically because who am I to judge? But I just offer you or ask you to just be open-minded. And if any of these fall, and if you fall into these categories, it is what it is. I mean, nobody watching this and nobody recording this is perfect. So, in a way, this involves everyone. Now, grief, trauma, disorders, whatever you want to define, insecurities, inadequacies, may be heightened for some individuals than others, but they exist in each of us to a certain extent. We all have our adversities in life. In order to get through what I just mentioned, it requires trained guidance. You have to train yourself, just like we are out in the field running day in and day out. We have to train ourselves mentally as well. It requires emotional tools as well as structured support. Individuals like myself, individuals like the people in the comments, people who've been through it, who's grown through it, who's integrated themselves with their griefs, their traumas, their disorders, whatever it may be. There is a community out there for you that's willing to support and help. And these are the things running itself simply cannot fix. You cannot fix these things simply by just running. Now, I would have to say running does improve your environment, your internal environment, but the modalities are going to give you the skills, the framework, and the support to navigate the internal world. And here are some of the tactics the modalities that I believe can help. The first one is somatic body-based practices. If you're an athlete, you're already doing this in some capacity, right? So somatic, we can probably talk about somatic itself in a different video, but the body-based practices, this is now woo-woo, this is fundamental practices right here, okay? The first one I'd like to do is body scans. It's a meditative practice, but as athletes, we should probably be very intuitive with our bodies. So body scan is something that I just tell everyone to do. When you're going on for your warm up, when you're going on for your walk or your run, literally just scan yourself from the top of your head all the way down to your feet, from your feet back up to the top of your head. You want to hit each section and ask yourself, how am I doing? How am I feeling? That is a great way to stay in tune with your body. And that's a great way to figure out if you have any aches, pains, any areas you need to attend to. Number two is breath work. If you're familiar with diaphragmatic breathing, that's another rabbit hole you should go down, especially if you're a runner. Diaphragmatic breathing is your number one tool to help you transport oxygen. It's also the number one tool to help you regulate your emotional state.
And to continue this, the next one I'd like to mention is journaling. And now journaling has probably been my absolute favorite thing to do. It's something that I do almost every single morning, and I love it so much. It's a new attribute about myself that I've unlocked. I love it so much. I now journal as an athlete as well. So I wake up morning and do just a regular mood, life journal, how I'm doing, how I'm feeling. I do prompts as well. So if we're going to talk more about prompts to kind of unlock some of those emotions, thoughts, feelings, all of the above. There's also prompts out there to kind of help you with the journaling. But I also do my athletic awareness journal as well. After a hard workout or a week of running or whatever it may be, I actually journal about my experience as an athlete too. And it's nice because over time, you'll be able to see on paper your emotional state, as well as how well you're progressing, regressing, or staying consistent with that emotional state in your personal life as well as in your athletic life. Now, if this is too much for you, I encourage you to do it once a week, or pick a rhythm that you can sustain and be consistent with over the long term, because I think this practice of journaling and creative writing and expressing yourself in written form, or even just video, just recording yourself as well, is such a powerful tool to utilize, especially if you're dealing with some of the things that we've been talking about. And as an athlete, I truly believe this will be beneficial to you as well, because it'll allow you to write down how you're feeling in those conversations you're having. How nice would it be after every single long run or midweek long run or hard session, you can go back and you can notate and see your emotional state after that workout. And I guarantee after a while, after you're able to write down and do these modalities and do these practices, the internal conversations that you have with yourself, especially when things get hard, are going to improve, and you'll be able to see that in written form. I think that's a beautiful thing. And then the last one, my favorite one, is community. What I'm building here, my platform, community, having a group of individuals that can help you, that you can rely on, that you can confide in, is going to be one of the biggest opportunities for you to grow. And putting this all together, I'm not trying to change you as an individual. I'm only just trying to help you grow as an individual, personally and athletically. Because I believe deep down inside that if you work on these wounded themes that we may all suffer from, it's going to translate to a better athlete at the end of the day. Now, I'm not going to say that you can be a dominant athlete. You can be all the things you want to be, accomplish all the goals, get all the times, run as fast as you want, without doing any of this. That is very possible, but how much are you going to enjoy it? That is the caveat here. How much are you going to enjoy it? Are you going to love doing what you do, or is it going to be a grind, right? Are you going to be in flow state, or is it going to be something that is rigid? Now, it's supposed to be rigid because that is where the growth is developed in, but our perception to that rigidness, right? If that makes sense. Again, I am just trying to provide an arc for you all, and it's empty. So if you want to go along this ride, then I encourage you to join me as we develop and grow and learn. But if that's something that's not for you, then when you see the game, for the love of the game, then just skip it. But anyways, that is all I got. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was useful. I hope you learned something. I sure did as well explaining this. But I appreciate you all, and I will talk to you when I talk to you. Deuces.